at the same time. Has it been fun to compete against them as they're, winning a national championship last year, and you guys are trying to go step for step with them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want to be the best. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I mean, we want to be the best in the country. It's been difficult, and it's been a challenge because we've beaten everybody but Florida State and South Carolina. And, we finished 7th last year, which is the highest finish we've had here since 1981, but you can't feel good about that because your two biggest rivals are in front of you. One of them finished 4th, one of them finished 1st. That puts a little damper on the mood pretty quick. But it's a great challenge for us, and certainly embrace all the very positive things that we've done, and a lot of the big wins that we've had. And back to Larry, I mean, in the big wins that we've had, we've responded to the adversity within the game, and you have to do that. I'm proud of what Florida State was able to do last year. I mean, I was tomahawk chopping in the national championship game, two-handed, pulling for them. At the end of the day, we couldn't be there. We had our chance. We had our shot. We're number 3 in the country, and we didn't get it done. But what I know is we're not going away as a program. We're going to be in these type of games every year. And we're going to get our shot. If we continue to do the things that we're doing within our program and stay focused on the right things and continue to recruit at a high level and have great discipline and have the culture the way it needs to be, hey, we're gonna get there. And but it is definitely a journey, and came up a little short last year. Hopefully we can get back on track this year.
Last year after the game against Florida State, you said that you felt the two programs were on the level, and you played 10 times, you win half of them. Do you still, looking at the personnel of your team and their team this year, do you still feel that way?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we've only played 2 games. Last year, I think we were, 6-0 or something like that, 5-0, 6-0? We played 6 games. And I made that statement, Lord have mercy, I caught enough grief on that. I can't even give you an honest answer without getting my butt ripped by people. I gave an answer that I really truly believed about that team, last year's team. I still believe that. It was nothing negative. Everybody wants to take something that you say and turn it into a negative. There was absolutely nothing negative. Jimbo and I actually talked about it. There was nothing negative toward Florida State at all. Great respect for them. But I felt like that the team that we had last year, the comment was if that team played each other 10 times, that we'd win half of them. And I still believe that. I believe that then, I believe that now. That's not a negative. That's just, I really think we had a heck of a football team. A really good team. We finished 7th in the country. Okay, so, I mean, that's the reality. There ain't a lot of difference between 1 and 15, to be honest with you. There's not. There's not a lot of difference. It's a play here or there. Things can snowball quickly. I mean, that's football. So that's what I believed. To ask me that right now after 2 games, heck, I don't know who we are. I mean, I think we're pretty good. I mean, let me go play some games and figure this thing out. I mean, that's, if I had 4 preseason games, maybe I could give you a little better answer. But I don't get that. It's just real bullets when you line up in college football. They're real. And, I mean, you better be ready to play. We're going to find out a little bit in the month of September, but not everything. I mean, not everything at all. We're going to win this game. Well, what does that mean? Okay, it means we're 2-1. And we got a bunch more games to play. If we're going to lose that game, we're 1-2, and we're going to probably have a lot of people quit and call the season off. But not this guy, all right? I'm going to go try to win every game we can possibly win starting this weekend. And, I'll know more about our team and our season as we go through it. Last year, we had played 6 games, and I really, really liked our football team. And at the end of the year, we were what I thought we were, a really good football team that had a great year, It just, it's hard to celebrate a great year at Clemson when your only 2 losses are to your biggest rivals, and, they finished 1-4. I get all that, but at the same time, that's reality.
Last week, your younger players were very productive.
We didn't see a lot of them the first week for a lot of reasons, obviously, because they're young. This week, are they more prepared?
Oh, no question. Oh, yeah. They've played 2 games. I mean, they've got, last week was, or 2 weeks ago was huge for them to get some great experience. The level of competition was obviously different. And, but at the same time, to get guys confidence and good experience is huge. And, you never know how freshmen are going to respond and react until you get them that experience. But I think that we've recruited well. We got excellent young talent, and we're playing them for a reason. And they've got to go perform, and we got to give them opportunities to do that, and we'll continue to.
Coach, when you look at last year's numbers, rushing numbers pretty even, but then of course James Winston throws for over 400 yards. How do you, going into this game, how do you stop that pass attack?
Well, the biggest thing is we got to contest more plays. I mean, if you watch our game last year, I mean, they threw a hitch for a 75-yard touchdown. A hitch. It was a 4-yard completion, maybe 5 yards, and he went 75 yards. Totally uncontested, missed tackle, 75 yards. So we got to start with playing with more confidence and making those space tackles. These guys, they do a good job of creating space, and they're very athletic, and I think we match up better than we did last year from a back end standpoint. But that's where it starts. I mean, we have to contest the throws. We've got to be able to get some pressure on the quarterback. We can't let him sit back there and be comfortable. We got to mix our coverages. We can't, be predictable. There's a lot of things that go into that. But at the end of the day, the guy won the Heisman Trophy for a reason. He's a great player. And, sometimes you got to tip your hat to the opponent. And you know what? That guy, for a freshman, a redshirt freshman, but for a redshirt freshman to walk into Death Valley and into that environment and play like he did, boy, you just tip your hat to him. It was impressive. I mean, it was impressive. And you know what? He did it all year to everybody he played. First time I saw him look like a freshman was in the national championship game. The only time I saw him all year look like a freshman. And but he got himself together and responded like a Heisman Trophy winner would.
Have you ever played or coached on a team where Las Vegas or the national media says the opponent is 3 touchdowns better?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that stuff, you can't pay any attention. Good Lord. If you pay attention to that stuff, I mean, we'd all be going crazy around here. I mean, we've won 7 top 11 games since I've been the head coach, and I bet you we were the underdog in all of them. I think. I don't know if we were favored in any of them. Heck, we played Virginia Tech, beat them at their place in 11, and they didn't cry and their season was over and all that kind of stuff. They went back to work. I think it might have been the only loss they had, and we have to play them again in the championship. Y'all remember that? And they were 3rd in the nation, number 3 in the nation. I think we were the underdog in that game. Were we the underdog? We were the underdog in that game. It's for y'all's perspective. We were the underdog. All right, and we won the game. A team we'd already beat. No way. We got lucky. We got lucky. Stars aligned. Everything was perfect. We got lucky, and we can't win again. But we won. So if it was all about that, then no college football wouldn't be any fun, would it? Why do we watch college football? Because you see Boston College smash Southern Cal. Who fuck it? Did any of y'all pick that? Come on, you lying. All of you lying. You're all lying. I mean, that's what makes college football great. We won the national championship, to answer your question, in '92. I think we might have been the largest underdog ever in a national championship game at that time. I think we were a 13 or 14-point underdog, I believe. You guys, you old heads in there, remember that? 92, us Miami. They had the Heisman Trophy winner, by the way, Gino Torretta. They had the fun and gun, all that fancy stuff going on, and we beat them 34-13. But here's the deal: we didn't think of ourselves as underdogs. And this team doesn't see themselves as underdogs. Now y'all see us as underdogs, but I don't see us as an underdog. I don't. Why are we an underdog? I mean, I think we're got a good team. And that's all fun stuff to talk about, but that's what makes college football a blast. And you see things all the time. Just when you think you figured it out, here comes East Carolina and beats Virginia Tech. You know, everybody's got it figured out because they go to Ohio State and win. College football, it's the best thing going out there. It's a blast to be a part of it. It's difficult, challenge, because you're dealing with young people, and young people can be influenced by the smallest little things, and we live in a world, we coach in a world now that it ain't like it used to be. You know, where you just was at the coffee shop and the barber and the grocery store. Yeah, it's always been the same. There's always been this and that, but you didn't have the, you know, everybody had access to everything all the time. And it's just it's different. It's a different world. So it makes it a challenge when you're dealing with a bunch of young people week in and week out. But man, it's fun. And, you know, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. And I'm glad to have the opportunity to be at a place like Clemson and be able to be a part of games like Clemson, Florida State. I mean, it's awesome. Been in a bunch of these games it's my 20th year coaching, 25th year in college football. And playing and coaching, you know, being in games like this, whether it's, you know, Alabama, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, Florida, SEC championship games, national championship game, you know, ACC championship, Clemson, Florida State, Clemson, whatever those games are, man, it's just awesome to be a part of it. And you just never know. You just never know.
In the last 5 times the winner of this game has won the division, and the level of the two programs, is this kind of like a de facto Atlantic Division championship game, just based on what we've seen in the past?
If that's how you think, you're probably going to get beat. As I just said, just when you think you got it all figured out, here comes Virginia, you know, and they beat somebody that they're not, you know, you don't think they're going to beat. Or here comes Syracuse and upsets everybody. Whatever. I mean, you know, you just never know what's going to happen in college football. Yeah, history says over the last few years, but history says a lot of things that turn out to not be accurate. You know, history says all kind of stuff. But, you know, it's all about today. It's all about this game and this team.
Dabo, speaking of the fun of college football, as you talked about, you've got a lot of fans, of your fans on both sides of a quarterback situation. Is it possible for you to kind of embrace that and have fun a little bit with the controversy and say that it's a good controversy?
Yeah, it's not a controversy. I mean, it's a great situation is what it is. I think that we're very blessed at quarterback at Clemson. And, you know, people just, they want to make their own decisions and conclusions, and, you know, that's what fans do. And that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I have no problem with that. I'm actually really glad that we're having the conversation because, you know, first of all, that tells you that you've got a really special freshman because when he's played very well, which we expected him to do that. That's what we coached him to do. That's what we recruited him for. And so that part's great. But just because you see a freshman play well, now all of a sudden nobody wants to give the other guy any credit. We have to evaluate everything. And our starter has played great in 2 games. That's all we got. Got 2 games. And when I say starter, he's the starter. He earned the job. You know, you have to have credibility within your program. You don't just make people starters because of potential. You know, I mean, this is a team concept. And